Yeah, in case I know I had my damn mic muted earlier. I was running out of the house like a crazy man. Sparky went back to the ER again today, and I thought I was going to have to cancel the show, but they kept him overnight, and they're going to call us back at 10 o'clock in the morning to let us know what's going on. Yeah, yeah. This is a show with audio, so yeah. They're calling me back, so we're getting a live input here. Hello. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Just antibiotic, right? I had to break it into 3/4, so I have 10 and 1/4 pill left. So assuming I got 12 doses left. Okay. All right. So I'll hear something about 10 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. And it was kind of funny because you were like, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to call you at 5." Yeah, it's good. No, like I said, more about what to do to take care of him, because we're trying to. Because I spoke with Dr. Gwen earlier, and she mentioned something about because on his MRI, she mentioned that if she did surgery, she wasn't really sure if she could get to the piece of disc material. So she, I took that to mean that she was trying to let us know that, and I was talking to my wife about it, so we're trying to get her heads in a row for that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. Go ahead and say. All right, thank you very much, man. All righty, bye bye. Okay. Oh wow, there's a bunch of people here. Okay, so hang with me. I want to go tell my, I want to go tell my wife what the vet just said, and then I'll come back and tell you all what the vet just said. Okay, so she wanted to know what his antibiotics and stuff are, and now I guess I'm misunderstood too. There's such a minute amount. That's why she's saying she's not sure she can get to it or not. So she's afraid that she'll do more damage rather than good. So we may not do surgery at all. We'll know something tomorrow. Probably not. You know, they're hoping that he shows much improvement tomorrow. The payment will work. But because she told me something completely different. She said, yeah, it looks like it's too small for them to even do surgery. So anyway. Okay, so I don't have to show up or anything. So anybody that doesn't know, I have a little piebald dachshund, Sparky. There's a lot of pictures of him on on my web page, on Facebook page. So he's been going to the neurologist and stuff, and it turns out they put him to sleep, they did the MRI and everything, and part of one of the discs in his neck has ruptured and like broke off apparently, and it's like rubbing in and out of the nerve canals. So he's in a lot of pain. So they're trying to get him, stabilized. They've got him on IV painkillers right now, so he's comfortable. He's resting. He's sleeping. But when we got him home, what was it, Sunday, he couldn't do anything. He seemed to be on the mends. He was chilling out, and then last night he just turned the other direction and went right back to where he was. So when we talked to the neurologist today, she basically hinted around that it may be too small for them to do surgery on. So we'll have to decide, if we're going to put him down or not. And it's really hard because you all know how pets become part of your family. And it's just rough to deal with, especially this time of year, because we've already spent a bunch of money. I mean, a bunch of money, like $10,000 on it, trying to get him better. Credit cards are maxing out and stuff. Anyway, so we're hoping that he pulls through, but we may have to, we may have to put him down. Okay, let's stop talking about Sparky. So that's why I thought I was going to cancel the show, and then I put the show back on. So and then I had the microphone, and then I turned it back on, and I'm just trying not to think about it right now. I want to deal with it in the morning when they call. So, I'm hoping somebody shows up. I don't know if anybody will, because I told everybody we were canceling. And plus, it's a little early. They might think I'm not going live yet. Okay, there's Mike. Caleb, I haven't heard anything. Maybe I'll just drop it in Caleb's, if Caleb's online. Yeah, there we go. So let me do that. Let's see, Caleb an invite. Y'all remember Caleb? I don't want to screw up his name wrong. Drudge, yeah. Super guy that I met through Meetup of all places. And it was a drone group. And he does a lot of commercial work. Plus he does FPV stuff and things like that. So he's kind of the new young blood on the committee, I guess you'd say, or the panel. Yeah, nobody heard about my cancellation because they couldn't hear me talk. There was a few people that, because I posted because I have a Facebook group for Coast to Coast Drones, and I have we have a group for the show for drone therapy. And anyway, Mike Wright's supposed to come in here in a little bit. We are still going to talk about CBOs and stuff like that. But I've had people asking me a lot of times how I make my intros and stuff. But just so happened that this week's intro, I actually built it on HitFilm Pro. I haven't built one all the way through in a while like that. I take a shortcut. So what I was going to do, considering it's still just 5:20, I figured I would let you all see what I'm doing to come about with these things. So here's my screen. You said Filmora. Y'all hear me talk about Filmora all the time. So I'm firing it up. Let's see. It should be. Nope. I want you over here. Over here, big boy. There we go. How about that? So then we're going to come in and go bang. I hear my grandson in there talking to my wife. So then I'm going checking out my effects. Let's see. Is it going to come up here? No, everything's coming up on this screen so far. So you can see I got landscape. This is stuff I was playing with for like next week and stuff. See, this is cool. So then whoa, so this item has been removed. What? No, that was so cool. I just downloaded, look at it. See, I just downloaded this asset yesterday. Literally just downloaded it yesterday. And now it's already gone. It was super cool too. I was going to use it for a background. This is cool, the Christmas stuff. Let's see. Anyway, so then what I do is I'll come up here and I says view more, right? So I go view more, and y'all need to be able to see this. So I have to whip this over here. So here it is. Here's their page. No, get off here. So, oh, look at this. We already got New Year's stuff. We got 2023 freedom. Ooh, that looks cool. What do y'all think? That's neat. I like that. We could do something with that. Oh, yeah, we could definitely do something with that. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Lloyd, if you're here, I can do, yeah, I want that. So see, then I'm coming over here. Then I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this asset down. Well, of course, I want you to open my Filmora 11 and download stuff. Thank you. I hate that it took that landscape. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry, this item has been removed. You just downloaded it yesterday, but we've already taken it away. Screw that. I don't want more details. All right, so we got Freedom to Create pack. Y'all seen it? Okay, let's close this one. What do y'all think? That one? Nah, I can't think of anything that we could do with that one. Hey, Mike's here. Mike got in.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Surviving computer problems, but besides that, I'm doing good.
Yeah, here's, like I said, remember I was telling you about this. It's already dropped on me.
Wow.
And I bought one of those external readers, like you can just gut it and plug it in.
Right.
But it's already rattling. And I'm like, oh, I had my Hawaii vacation pictures on here. And I was like, but I do have them backed up on the Western Digital. So I was like, I'm, but anyway.
I'll try to do backups. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the stupidity was I only had, this was, a lot of things were one-offs in here.
Right.
Which was, I could kick my own ass for not having it backed up. I want to get a good NOS system, but I don't, the thing about it is you spend $700 and that's without anything in them. Then you got to decide what you're going to put in the bays, and that's another amount. But I didn't know how much people were gutting these to put them in internals because they're so much cheaper.
That I don't know. I mean,
yeah, they were. I was watching a lot of stuff on YouTube that said that it's cheaper to get an external hard drive, gut it, and turn it into an internal drive because it's like on the average of $60 to $100 cheaper.
Wow.
And every now and again, they'll put in a premium drive.
Right. Well, I've still got for my business, I've still got my NAS, my cloud backup that I've been using forever. And eventually I'm going to get rid of that and just go to the NAS that I used to have before that. But,
I'm going to plug in so that I don't have an echo by some strange chance. Anyway. But yeah, I was killing time with them. I will ramble before I put my earplugs in. I was killing time because I wasn't sure. I figured everybody was like, oh, 5:30. Some people knew it was canceled. Some people didn't.
Yeah. So, the little live stream you had, your audio didn't work.
You know why? Because I'd done it. I had my Elgato was.
Oh, got it.
It was just a simple matter of all I had to do was tap it. But you know how it is. I was flipping out.
Well, how's your puppy doing? What's up with her? With him or her?
Him. Well, it at this point. Anyway,
okay.
It's not good news.
Oh.
It's apparently, well, when I talked to the neurologist earlier, she said, and she was kind of hinting around. She said she was going to go look at the MRI again. They don't really think that there's any way that surgically they can remove the pressure.
Mm.
And so,
well,
yeah.
Yeah. We lost both of our puppies. We all Australian Shepherds, 11 years old, brother and sister, and lost both of them a year ago, the same year. And,
well, we have a brother and sister dachshund.
Yeah.
And she's all to hell. She's, the minute I got home, she was, looking, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And I'm like, he's not here. And I really want to get out of, because when I start thinking about it, it kills me. And they've really been dropping hints that that surgery to begin with was an option, but we're getting to the point to where it's either he could be whacked out all the time to where he's not sparky,
right,
or go ahead and let him rest,
right,
which we'll do. But it's just like I said,
it's tough. I know.
Yeah, he's part of the family. All the grandkids know him. All the people that work for us over the period of time know him.
Sure. Yeah.
No, Andrew. He has he's a dachshund, so he's got spinal issues, and he damaged his neck, and a piece of disc material apparently broke loose and is lodging itself in the nerve canal. And so when he basically can't turn his head to the left. If he does, he screams out, cries out in pain. If the pain is really severe, he's completely immobile, even in his back hindquarters. So, you know, and he just cries and cries and cries. And
right.
cries and cries. And, you know, and then he howls and stuff. What's even worse is last night, I swear in 3 minutes, we're not going to talk about Sparky. I'm not going to talk about Sparky anymore because I got to get off. Well, it's 5:30 is when the show started, but I went on early because to let people know that, yes, I was going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
I can save this and show people, but this is what I do to start on a Filmora. I will do. I'm just going to close all this. I'm not going to do this right now, but I will do something else neat. But so basically, long story short, minute part of piece of disc material in a nerve canal. When he works his certain way, he basically becomes paralyzed or is in excruciating pain. And he is right at 9 years old.
Wow.
And the doctor, at first, you know, of course, you know, my wife's like me. She's a little bit, she's like, why did they say surgery if they couldn't do surgery? And I was like, no, that's the same thing. I tried to explain to her. I was like, it's the same thing with all dachshunds that they think have back problems. That's what they work through it. I said, but now they're trying to tell us that we don't have to spend that $5,000 that we, you know, that he, you know, so
it may not be of any benefit. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's still tough to take though.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they're still very hopeful. They think that it's such a minute amount that his body will absorb it. But Sparky is the type of puppy dog that he loves to be with his people. He loves to snuggle. He loves to kiss. He loves to, you know, he's got to be on mommy's lap. He's got to be on daddy's lap, you know.
Right.
And so we got to keep him in a pen so that basically all he could do is walk a tiny little bit. He can't run. He can't jump. He's basically got a pee pad, a food bowl, and a bed, you know, and he's like, I want to be on the couch with you guys. And we're like, you're never going to heal if you do that. And so he got so violent last night, he was flinging himself against the cage, literally just slamming his body against the cage, even though he knew it was going to hurt.
Yeah.
To try to make me feel guilty.
He wasn't happy. Yeah.
To try to get him out.
Yeah.
So, like I said, right now they got him back on IVs, and he's resting. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so let me do this. Okay, I'm going to stop the share. Hey, and we got Mr. Galuski's in the house.
Hey, Charles. How you
He
doing?
said he's telling me we were chatting, and he's telling me he's got a bone to pick with CBOs and the FAA and remote ID and all that. But you are right, because Charles was explaining that a lot of people are saying, oh, you don't need to have remote ID for the Mini 2. But, you know, like you pointed out, Mike, if you're a 107 pilot, you most assuredly will have to.
Right. And also, I contacted Vic Moss yesterday, too. I got a response from Vic Moss. You know, he's with the drone group. And he responded to me within 20 minutes. And basically, I would say what he told me was anything over 250, you know, anything that doesn't have remote ID will have to be flown at a FRIA.
Yeah, at a FRIA. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's under 250, it doesn't have to, but then it's only hobby only.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
250, you can fly anywhere, and you fly under the CBO guidelines.
Yeah, but the thing about
Nutty said local CBO. No, it has to be local. You can use one anywhere in the country. The guidelines. Right.
You could just say, I follow their guidelines. You don't even have to be a member. I get that.
No, you do not. And you can be anywhere in the country.
But the thing about it is who grants the CBOs?
That's the FAA.
The FAA.
Yeah. So do you really think that the FAA is going to allow any CBO that they approve to be lax on their rules, or going to be so stringent that it's going to be more difficult to be a hobby pilot than it is to be a professional pilot?
It's best just to be get your 107 and you're done. Now, once you do have it, if you fly to FRIA, you can't turn it off anyway.
Yeah.
I have read there's probably going to be somebody out there that comes out with a jammer that will jam the 107. I mean, the RID if they wanted to. No, they'll be illegal. I'm not going to mention that. But there's
We like
somebody
radar
out there.
detectors,
You can't
man.
turn it off a drone, but you could probably, there's probably going to be somebody that let you do a jamming.
Well, I'm
if you
sure
wanted to.
eventually someone's going to figure out enough code to put something in there to scramble the signal to
Exactly.
where it won't,
That's what
to where it won't be to where they'll be able to do something with it to screw it up.
That's what they're saying. Basically, they're going to be able to put a radio.
Okay, so Charles, give us your beef.
Well, you kind of sort of summed it up in the beginning. Is that people are saying that sub 250 drones, such as the Mini 2 that I own, and we'll also throw in, the Altel Evo Nano Plus, because that's supposed to be sub 250. And that's just incorrect. Because even for recreational flyers, if you put more than a leaf on that drone, it's going to put it over 250 grams, and then you're going to have remote ID on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you've got a 107, if you got your 107, well, no, actually, let me just say that for a little bit. In terms of the still the recreational flyers, because what's going to happen with the CBOs? Yes, the FAA is going to be handing out a CBO, well, we'll just call it a certificate. We don't know exactly what it's going to be called. We'll just say it's a certificate, an approval for you to have a CBO. Well, the FAA has already laid out the guidelines for what you have to put as your rules. Okay. One of those things includes having navigational lights on for night flights. Now, don't give me any of this nonsense about, people don't fly at night that much.
Yeah.
I have watched, in the last week, I have watched at least a dozen nighttime videos, okay, of Christmas displays. And then we had TJ down in Florida, flew over some sort of fair at night. And I mean, that's cool. I'm not complaining about what he's doing. What I'm saying is that if you do that and you put on even one navigational light, and they're going to want you to have at least 3, you're over 250. So if I put my if I put my Mini 2 up at night with what they're going to prescribe for navigational lights, it's going to be well over 250. Then there is the 107, and then of course there's personal preference. When I fly during the day, I like to fly with the little the brand probably everybody knows is the little Start RC, the little landing legs on my Mini 2, because I like to fly from the deck, and there really is no way to put a landing pad on the deck unless I'm going to get out a staple gun and staple the thing onto the deck. No, that ain't happening. So I put on the little landing legs, I'm up and gone. But again, they're 11 grams. They bring it up over 250. Now, if we step into the world of 107, of course, if you're 107, you have to register every drone that you've got. Even if they come up with a scheme so that you only have to buy one module that you can switch from drone to drone, you have to register every drone that you have. You cannot take one drone and say, this is my recreational drone, and therefore I don't have to have it registered. No, that's not true. And there are professional purposes for the Mini 2. You can do genuine photogrammetry with the Mini 2. You can go out and do, I haven't sold anything yet because I don't have my 107, but I've, every once in a while I'll go out and I'll capture a really like a super wide panorama. And I won't have, you really don't get a choice. The Mini 2 will still put it together for you, but then I'll take the individual images and I'll stitch them together in something else. And I'll get a massive, I calculated the biggest one I've done could have stretched 27 inches long. Now, only would have been 5 inches high, but still, depending on how you market it, that could be really profitable for the right person. So there are professional uses for the Mini 2. When people say that there's no professional uses for the Mini 2, it's a bunch of hogwash. Right. So it really does need it. And the other thing that the thing that I've been noticing is like, geez, there's probably hundreds of thousands, if not actually millions of Mini 2s out there. If DJI fights for these things to have remote ID on them, then that sort of cuts off their sales of the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro. That also sort of puts the kibosh on however many hundreds of millions of dollars of sales on the little remote ID modules. So that's sort of my whole beef about it. And I'm just really kind of tired of some of the folks that are the powers that be, you know, saying, oh, the Mini 2 doesn't need it. No, it does. It absolutely does.
I'll be honest with you. I think the reason that it's going to be that way, just one split second, Greg. I mean, not Greg, shit, Mike. I'm over here clicking Greg Pittman and got this in this side and Mike in this side. So, and Sparky's here, you know. But I don't think that the FAA is going to allow any approved CBO to do anything but tell anybody under 249 grams that if you're not willing to broadcast remote ID, you got to fly in a FRIA. And I think that's going to be in the CBO bylaws for every single one of them. So you're going to be stuck either finding a way to broadcast remote ID or flying in a FRIA. That's my opinion.
Yeah, right now you can fly over 249 you'll be able to in a FRIA without remote ID, recreational only.
Well, I'm just saying. I really think that they're going to force you.
They're going to require that anyway, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to. The FAA is not going to, but they're going to use the CBO to manipulate us the way they. Just like before, remember they didn't ever want there to be a recreational drone pilot.
Exactly.
They weren't going to do that, and then somebody went to Congress, and Congress went, "Whoa, wait a minute!" But then they gave the FAA control, and then they said, "But." What happened?
Hello.
Okay, I
blurred for a sec there.
Blurred for a second. So I'm like, I really think that's going to be one of the prerequisites in the application for CBO. Are you willing to make all your followers have remote ID?
But right now, the AMA is an approved. It's the only, I believe, CBO. There are others. Flight test is another one that's going to be. They're in application. They'll probably get approved for sure. I don't know if any others.
Is there anything in their bylaws that would have anything to do with as far as recreational involvement with remote ID?
Not to my knowledge, because AMA is recreational.
Right. Okay. I totally get that. But they're going to have to put something about remote ID somewhere in those bylaws because a lot of the drones are not going to be under 250 grams.
Well, no, they could be over 250 if they fly to FRIA.
Right. Yeah.
Without remote ID.
Without
remote ID. So right now, I don't think they've changed it. I think there's some standard safety guidelines, but there is a set of guidelines I think the FAA did publish that they wanted CBOs to adhere to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I expect that there's going to be a minimum criteria. Of course, since it's not enacted yet, you know, they really don't have to throw out the minimum criteria. They can just wait to the last minute and go, you know what? This is what we came up with. Boom.
And I'm wondering if any local CBOs may have their own restrictions in addition to AMA.
Yeah. So
you know, they could have their own restrictions. You know,
but like you said, if it's a now, like, wait a minute, we got to think of some obscure place that's still a U.S. territory. And we go, they got a CBO out there. That's the one below 1,000 feet.
Guam?
No, that won't work. It does say 400 feet.
I'm just saying, it would be funny. Yeah. We're following this CBO. It said below 1,000 feet. And within 16 inches of people. No prop guards needed.
No walk. Yeah.
No prop guards needed. And over cars. Moving traffic. Who is this again? Mm-hmm. Rotor right.
I know you.
You used to dive bridges, didn't you? Oh, thought you reformed, put new leadership in to change all that stuff. Oh, but yeah, that's. I personally think that they're going to use the CBOs. That's why I have this the way it's done tonight. I think each one of these they're going to use the CBOs to manipulate and control the one loophole that they realize now they screwed up giving us. And so in order to stop, because Congress said you cannot say you can't have recreational flyers.
Right. Exactly.
They've already been told that. So in order for them to put a stranglehold on us, they're going to use the CBOs or community-based organizations to put the stranglehold on us. So they're going to be blamed. I really and truthfully, this is good. This is it, guys. So what is it? Is it still September? What is it? 13th, 16th?
15th, 16th. Yeah.
15th. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're done. And literally and truthfully, man, I had thought about buying a new drone. And then I didn't buy a new drone. So I was like, I really and truthfully don't know for sure how much longer I'm going to be able to fly. Especially I love my Mavic 3, right? I love my Mavic 3. But I'm sitting here thinking, who am I going to have to, who am I going to figure out? Because a lot of them, you have to keep logs and stuff, right? And we don't normally keep logs.
It's highly recommended. It's not a actual law as such.
I thought that
in case you investigated, right? It's a good practice.
It's a good practice, and it's not law because, as Greg pointed out, Greg did a Pilot Institute episode about the new stuff coming out from the FAA and the CBOs and everything else. As he pointed out, the FAA doesn't actually have the authority to make law per se. That's Congress's get. Final word, end of story. But they've already set the tone. They've already set what rules they want.
They set
log keeping is in there, and that's what they're saying. They're saying to the CBOs, we want you to have
the best quote of the night.
Exactly.
Best quote of the night. We would never worry about any of this if we'd have just voted in the vlogger.
Yeah. But yeah,
what do you mean that isn't okay? What do you mean that isn't the way CBOs work? I'm trying. Maybe what is it? I'm trying to. Did I miss something that he'd said a minute ago? Because the thing about it is I totally get what you're saying, but in order to be granted CBO status, the FAA has complete and final say so. So no matter how you're saying they operate, the FAA could say, yes, they do.
They have the authority to. They're the ones that approve them, or they don't.
So they can just say,
and then you.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? They think am I overreacting?
Well, if everybody just got the 107, it wouldn't be a problem. Just do it, and it's done with.
But Bill, you're not going to have to worry with your Mavic 3 because that has RID built in.
So right. That's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is I fly in my backyard, right? Mm-hmm. I do a visual check of all my stuff. I check all my stuff. I make sure my firmware and stuff's up to date. There's probably a ton of people like me that just fly off their deck in their backyard. They don't want to keep logs. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't want to write down every little detail and stuff. And there's been, information. What? There's been information that he may that they may, what I'm talking about. I just saw my wife and it just threw me off because she's all pieces too, and I'm trying not to think about that. That's why I'm doing this. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Somebody catch me back up.
You were talking about log books, for example.
Yeah.
Data, for example. It's automatic. I don't have to log anything. Their data logs it for me.
Yeah, but how much? You see, that's another paid service.
There is I believe they still have a free version. They used to like 100.
Is that going to be enough to comply with a CBO?
It's a log. Yes, it should be. He gives a lot of information on that program. I do have the paid version, but I believe it's a free version as well.
How much do you pay a month for the paid version?
I think it's about $100 a year.
Okay, so $100 a year,
right?
Yeah, but you're full 107, so you can write it off your taxes, right?
Could.
Oh, so they can't enforce duplication. You are fundamentally misunderstanding and misinterpreting. No, we're not. You're misinterpreting the powers of the FAA. See, it has nothing to do with. I'm serious. A CBO could write down their bylaws, but they can be a CBO, but not in the FAA's eyes. And unless they're recognized by the FAA and meet the criteria that the FAA sets forth, they won't get that certificate. So they can still be a community-based organization, but if I try to comply by their bylaws and they're not approved, I'll get busted. So I'm not saying I don't misinterpret any of that. I totally understand. What I'm trying to say is the FAA has the power to bend them to their will. And there's not a damn thing they can do or say about it because of the way this has been written out.
They are the determining factor whether there is a CBO or not.
Exactly. So you can say, hey, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do our bylaws. This, and they'll say, okay, you don't get a certificate.
Right.
That's the end of it.
Right.
So I'm not misinterpreting. I maybe it may have come off that way in the way it sounded. What I'm trying to say is the FAA can strong arm any CBO that applies into doing what the FAA wishes. It makes no difference. And if they don't, they simply won't give them the certificate and they won't be legitimate and they won't be recognized and they won't make any extra money. It's that way.
Just need to find a CBO anywhere in the country that you approve, that you agree with their safety guidelines.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, I'm just hoping that that there's, you know, like you said air data will keep it. And that, you know, such like that. I'm just saying we don't know for sure what the FAA is going to say when in reference to remote ID. Like the FAA could, what they might say, like he was saying, they couldn't require remote ID. Why couldn't they? If the FAA says you need to have your people do, or and they can do it this way. Or all of them have to fly in the FRIA. That's the way they can do it. They can say, fine, you don't want to impose that rule? Your people that follow your bylaws can only fly in FRIAs, regardless if they got remote ID or not. They can only fly in FRIAs because they're following your bylaws. And the FAA can damn sure do that.
Exactly.
Or am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. You don't need to pay us. No. That's
you follow a guideline that you want to.
The guidelines that they got,
HBO.
we get that. Yeah, we totally get that. You don't have to follow them. What we're trying to say is we're as a recreational pilot, we're obviously going to be looking for the most lenient CBO we could find because that's just the way about 75% of the remote pilots operate. Forgive me for doing it that way, but that's the honest to God truth. We'll say, what do you think? Maybe 35% are responsible. And then, I mean, really and truthfully, what do you all think?
Probably not that many.
That's what I'm trying to say. I literally gave up flying here because my airport didn't have remote. I didn't have blank for 18 months. And John Coopy can back me up for this. For 18 months, I did not fly here. I think I went 2 places and flew otherwise. My wife, we took a specific vacation just so I could fly my drones. And it was okay, but my YouTube channel, you know, because we all have that dream when we put up our YouTube channel, right?
Right.
We're going to become the next Casey Neistat, or we're going to become the next Peter McKinnon, you know. And then you're like, I mean, I could tell myself every day I'm going to be a YouTube star, but I need to, you know, at a certain point I need to be honest with myself. Yes. I very well could be a YouTube star, but as far as YouTube is concerned, I'm lazy. I mean, the hours and the time that it's going to take you to put in and the things that you're going to have to set aside in order to do those things, I just can't completely do, you know, because I have a lot of grandkids. My wife runs a business and every now and again, she wants me to screw in a light bulb. So, you know, things like that, or I got to run the store and get, ice melt or something for a snowstorm or something. It's, those things take priority in it. But I could be in here all day long with some energy drinks and just throw me some Hot Pockets and food. And I could edit shit all day and just pump out videos right and left. But it's going to take 22 of my 24 hours in a day, and I'm just like, do I want to have a life, and be part of my grandkids' life and be part of my wife's life and my daughter's life and my family's life? Or do I just want to throw everything into YouTube and probably lose all the other shit, and like, of course, Chuck Kovaction, him and Lori have they've got their agreement that they both enjoy doing this. So I wholeheartedly wish them the best in doing that. But in the same sense of the word, you gotta put your whole heart into it, man. If that's what you like, travel vloggers, that's what they're trying to be and everything. Every travel vlogger I've ever seen, they're always traveling. That's how they make their money. That's where they make their money. So you got to stay on the road constantly. I mean, and you got to be from the road saying, and next week I'm going to be in Spain. And then when you're in Spain, next week I'm going to be in Israel. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about YouTube is people forget you fast. So if you're not uploading regularly and you're not putting, like, I hate putting up the same stuff every week. I hate putting up the same thumbnail every week. I hate putting up the same trailer every week, although I'll use a lot of neon because I love neon. That's me. And like I've said this a million times, if someone came to me and said, Bill, we'll make you a YouTube star and you'll sign me to a contract and I got to see the money first and it's in the bank. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll happily dedicate my life as long as my family's taken care of.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, I can't take that risk, Yeah. So I love talking about drones. I love being with drones, but I'm still terrified that we're going to lose our drones.
Business with anybody by the name of Mephistopheles.
I want Ghost Rider to come kick his ass. For anybody that doesn't, okay, were you doing Ghost Rider lore, or are you just talking Mephistopheles for other things?
I was talking biblically.
Okay. I was going Marvel Comics. Okay,
contract and anything red, make sure it's just a pen.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool because that story is that of that same basis, because that's how he kind of got stuck in that situation as well. So, okay, what do you all think? Do you think we're going to, after September 15th next year, do you think that's going to be it? Or do you think it's just going to, what do you, okay, Mike, I'm going to ask you, what do you think the FAA's ultimate goal is? To make everybody 107 pilots or what?
I do eventually. And I think eventually they had to come back with a network-based air traffic management as well. Because they did say when they revised the guidelines to take away the network, they did say for the time being. What?
Huh. Jeff, what are you talking about?
Oh, no.
I don't remember. When? Why? Oh, hey, what's up? I didn't see Itchy Sack.
Hey, Sam.
Did y'all see his new logo? It's actually got an Itchy Sack on it. Excuse me. Whoops. Everybody send Sam powder for Christmas. Let's see. We will lose the right to fly. People keep flying them. Well, here's the thing. And I love him to death. He's a good guy. Did y'all see Ken Herron making a joke in that video about how they released the remote ID module into space? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Low altitude orbit. Well, if you listen to Ken in that video, he jokes and figures the remote ID is only going to work for a couple of weeks. And everybody's going to rebel and just fly anyway. And then the FAA is going to cave and just get rid of it. And I'm like, nuh-uh.
Maybe not, but how can they enforce it? Really, they don't have the manpower to enforce it.
I totally get they don't have the manpower to enforce it, but they're just going to turn. It just means that every little cop on the planet is going to. He'd just be driving along to see you in the field. He's going to be like, you know what? I want to stop and talk to him, and then he's going to be able to write you a ticket and everything.
They're going to say most of the police departments going to say, we don't have the budget for it. We don't have to deal with this. They don't want to deal with it.
Have
You know,
but
There's going to be a few.
everybody, every police force seems to have those one or two though that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I was
They'll be
one or
like,
two.
they'll be like, yeah, I want to go over and talk to that guy.
But you know, even now, most of the police departments don't know anything about drones unless they have the drone force.
Good
And only the drone police know about it. The regular police departments don't. I take a seminar through my architecture continuing education having to do with drones and construction. Or even police.
I thought that's pretty much what we were hoping for anyway.
Right. Anyway, the Irving police came by and they gave us an hour and a half presentation. And I asked him, I said, is any police, for the most part, outside your 20-member team, they have 2 teams of 10 each, know anything about drones? He said very seldom. They don't know anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the town of, 300,000 people.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure very few. Well,
so they're not going to want to enforce it.
I was going to say, I almost said, no, none of the people here. And it dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute. Ever actually has a drone. They got like a drone team. There's 3 guys on it. They got like 3 different drones. The Snohomish has a drone team, and Seattle's got like 4 drone teams. So I was like, I can't really say that. So, but here, RD will be used to throw. Look at you.
Exactly.
You're already in trouble.
Only if you cause a problem, basically, is when it can be a problem. Otherwise, you'll never hear about it.
I like the way that sounds. We'll see. I don't know. I'm such a pessimist with this. Wait a minute. What did you say? If you stay out of trouble. Yeah. Well, no. He's not just saying 250. They're not just saying 250. They're saying as long as you follow. So Mike's about convinced. So everybody heard that. Would you say air data?
Air data.
And you think the free version may have enough to get you by?
I believe so. When I signed up for it a couple of years ago, it was like 200 flights a year or something like that. I think they reduced it down to less than that. I think they reduced it maybe to 100 now, but
still, that's a lot if you're just a recreational pilot.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they do a per flight basis after that, you might be able to buy 20 more flights for say $10 or something.
I don't think they have it on. That's not their pricing structure.
Yeah.
It's on an annual basis.
It's either give us the big chunk or don't bother us.
Right.
That would be great, but my Mini 2, I've already got like 70 some odd flights listed on my Mini 2 because sometimes I'll take off, notice that there's a problem, I'll put it down, and then when I go up again, that's 2 flights.
That's right.
Oh, wait a minute. Johnny Drone Flyer. Thanks for giving. For having you all on.
Okay.
Well, you all keep talking. I can actually hit. See, Chuck used to be here. Chuck used to be here to ramble on, and I could go highlight names. And no, I don't mean. See, Chuck.
I know.
Chuck got so upset over all that shit. I loved it when Chuck was on here because Chuck spoke from his heart, and too many people busted Chuck's balls for that. I love it when Chuck would get on here because, like I said, he would speak from his heart, and it would show how much he cared about drones and cared about the community. He might have been a little over the top with the critique now and then, but some people are.
It's good to express your opinion.
And he's just, the thing about it is he knows that people are going to hammer his stuff from time to time too. So, but what happened as a result of Chuck being on here and becoming so involved in the show was stuff at home started suffering, and he wasn't getting his editing done as much, and things, so he was falling behind that way. So he's going to try to he'll let me know in advance if he's going to be able to be on a show or not. But like I said, Chuck used to just, so I didn't have to carry the load and talk. He would be like, and I could go over and go,
I just looked it up, Bill. Air data, 100 free flights.
There you go.
Of active flights. It'll record for the free version. Free forever, no time limit. Personal use, non-commercial.
Wait, okay, I get what you're saying. So here's the deal. Once you use up them 100 flights, whether it be 6 months, 1 year, or a year and a half, at that point, you got to pay.
You either print them out and delete. You can still get a record of them, though. and delete them.
Oh, okay.
You can
Okay,
delete
yeah,
your
that'd
flights.
be cool.
Okay.
So okay, but
So how many do you want to keep in their records? Up to 100 at one time.
Yeah, so all you gotta do is after each flight, you just print everything out.
Print them out, delete them. There may be a file that you can export Excel. You maybe export the file as well. I do not know on that.
that would be,
well, I was just
You can at
wondering
least print them out.
I was just wondering if you deleted and got back down to 80 if they gave you 20 more flights.
you can. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think you can do that on a PC.
Oh,
but
really?
If
Yes,
go
you
to
can.
print something-
It's 100 in their records at any one time.
Oh,
remember
wow.
that, man.
Okay,
That's
I
not a
get
problem.
that. So that's what he's saying. So, and the same thing with you, Charles.
Oh, here it is. The one I've got is 400 flights a year, $299 a month. Okay, I paid by the year, save a few bucks. It's 400 flights per night, and it's free. A free month if you buy the yearly plan. So you save $3 if you buy it at a year. Otherwise, $299 a month, and it's 400 flights. Active flights, they're saying. So,
hey, David, what's up? Well, see, the thing about it is I've got I'm supposed to have this. Okay, like we're worried about Sparky having surgery. I'm supposed to have shoulder surgery, possibly back surgery, which is going to be a shitload of rehab. Okay, the first thing I got to do is I need to be a licensed caregiver, so that if something, God forbid, happens to my wife, I can step in and do things. So basically, I've got to get my caregiver's thing. And once I get my caregiver's thing, then I have to be able to do like a backup provider, so that if God, like I said, if something happens, that I could step in and take over. That's my first priority. I'd love to be able to set everything aside, study, and get my 107. But I at this point in my life, it's very difficult for me to study and retain like I did when I was younger. For me, it's better when I'm doing it repetitively over and over and over. Like if there's a proctor throwing stuff at me and I'm throwing it back at them, and I keep doing that back and forth, and then they test me immediately, then I'm good. But to study for 3 or 4 hours the night before and then go in the next day, I'm not like I was when I was in high school. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Bill, back there, Dad, one other item. You can archive flights, so additionally, for up to 6 months, unlimited, for the free version. So you could have 100 archive flights for up to 6 months. You could retrieve them. Okay, if you want to extend that time.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to chuckle at that one. I have to give my fellow creators space. That's a bit okay, dude. That maybe it would be better if I did. I have to give my fellow creators space.
Thanks, Chuck.
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. I mean, I felt like it was a Shakespearean. I could hear Shatner delivering that line. I could hear Shatner delivering that line. And no, I'm not busting your balls to be mean. It's a joke, damn it. Critiques are good if they're wanted and valid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although I won't lie. I'm a bitch sometimes when I get critiqued. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I can take it, but I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm not good at taking it. I don't know. And there's like I've got 2 or 3 friends of mine in my life that no matter what, they always give you this. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but then you hear a story from their wife like 3 or 4 days later. Oh God, he couldn't find a wrench in the garage the other day, and I thought there was an explosion. But then when I'm around the guy, he's like on Quaaludes. And I'm just like, I'm like, oh wait, I paid. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
All right, so we're talking about air data. Let's do that. So that would that wouldn't be too bad. I could actually do that. And especially if it's free, let me go to air data. I will put that up on a share here for us.
It's got the different pricing plans.
I'll share with everybody once it loads up for me. Come on, don't be a bad girl. Come on. Yeah, I get nobody else made it, so woohoo.
Excuse me. Okay, so here we got pricing. Let's go to pricing. There's the HD 360 Lite. Okay, and then we got the free, forever, no time limit, non-commercial use, so just for hobbyists. You get 100 active flights. So an active flight is total number of flights that you are accessible in your account. As long as your plan is active, you will be able to access flights indefinitely up to the maximum flights allowed by your plan. Once you exceed the flight quota limit for your plan, will be archived for a specific period. Archive flights will still be used in calculating aggregate statistics, but access to detailed information from archived flights will only be available for those who upgrade their account. Wait a minute. Come here. And archive recovery fee will apply for certain plans. Please see flight archiving. Okay, so so is there a way to actually delete them?
Yes, if you go to the bottom of the spreadsheet, it talks about archiving.
Restore archive.
Restore as well as over quota. It talks about those as well. 6 months.
Cool. Okay, so flights in excess of your plan will be archived for. Okay, but what I'm talking about is, can you delete? Does it say that you can delete the others and still leave room?
Yes, you delete your active flights and they become archived basically, or deleted. You're taking them off your record entirely.
Okay, yeah, like you said, you could just print them out. That way, you'll have the record, and if you wanted to, you can completely delete it and then have room for another file. Kind of like what you do on StreamYard is like once you fill up your library, you got to delete the recordings in order to have space for. Like I go back and I go, oh no, that was a shitty show. Get rid of that.
Yeah, and AirData is a lot better, not just for logging flights, but it keeps track of your maintenance, from your batteries. It tells you as you're on your flights as to if there's any problems with your motors, the wind speed at the different points. It's a very good program.
Let's just see. Let's see what this says. Get a free month. So what is? Oh, it's not going to give me the yearly price.
No, yearly is $290 is $299 or $3 less.
Yeah,
if you buy 12 months.
Huh. So well, I might do the free thing to begin with to see how it works for me, because I probably wouldn't put 100 flights on it anytime soon, and I could actually print out the stuff and delete everything actually. Okay, so maybe it's not as bad as I was thinking. They'll only archive that amount. What? No, you delete. Oh, is that what you do, Johnny? You do delete? Yeah, they do delete. Ooh. Oh, so you're the small commercial user. Seen good things about Resolve on iPad. You may be jumping ship. Oh. I need to spend more time working with Resolve. Y'all can talk. I'm just clicking what everybody's saying, looking what they're saying. I guess I could stop sharing that screen, huh? And put us all big screen again. So what are y'all doing for the holidays?
I'm not sure yet. We've invited my brother over, so I'm gonna have him over. He's a big ham fan, so I'll probably be cooking ham for Christmas dinner, unless my mom chickens out, and then we'll get takeout hibachi.
Yeah, my daughter's coming up. My daughter's coming up here for Christmas holidays, and my son-in-law is now working for he was with DJI for 3.5 years in Houston. He's now with another company in Avatera in Austin, selling $100,000 surveyor drones for training.
Wow.
He stayed in the industry. So.
We're going to have a ham. I just picked it up from Costco yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And yeah, Fillmore is cool. But like I said, I dropped out on it earlier. I will do that, but not anytime. Probably not till next season. We're gonna have a hey. What's up, Mikey?
we are going to, like I usually do each year, I'll go ahead and talk about that. Like from Christmas until New Year's, I don't do any drone therapies because so season 6 ends. Let's see. This is the 7th. So the 21st will be the last drone therapy of season 6. So we got this week and next week. I thought somebody sent me a message. Got this week and next week, and then we will end season 6. And then I'm thinking, did I tell him the 4th or did I tell him the 8th? Then we'll come back with season 7 on probably the 4th, I think. I'll have to make sure what I told him. Oh, in other drone news today, Squirrel had their big unveiling of the Sky Dock this morning. Did anybody go watch the presentation?
I did not.
I did not.
I got invited. What's up, Curtis? Hey, what's up, Curtis? I was invited, right? But where I was up all night long with Sparky, my wife came in about 6 o'clock this morning and she saw me and she said, just go to bed. Just go to bed. And then I slept right through it. I slept completely through it. Go to bed. And then I slept right through it. Hello. There's an echo. Anyway. But yeah, so they came out with their dock. We'd seen it before, like what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they first advertised it, where it actually, there's like a little bowl that the drone will land in from an extended arm, and then the arm will pull it back into the dock. And then from inside the dock, it will actually read data and process and send it back to the home base. They want to use it for it's uses for like ongoing construction projects and things like that for clients who want to have an up-to-date daily account as to what's the progress and what's going on. They literally can go to a computer and tell these drones to take off and show them whatever they want to around the job site from their office, or they can take they can send it on a pre-programmed course and it take the data that it inputs when it gets back to the Sky Dock to decide how much materials they've used, what materials are being overused, what might be where the waste is, all that stuff simply from the drone flying around and using its AI technology to distinguish between like steel as opposed to concrete as opposed to whatever, so that it can even help that much more as far as that's concerned. But so I just thought that was kind of cool, something that came out today. And I will jump over. We know since it didn't come out today, I guess that means it's coming out Friday, right?
Yes.
The Mini 3. Now, did you all see the picture?
I doubt that. I've never seen the DJI release on a Friday.
Neither have I.
I
thought
that
was
next week.
Very strange myself.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing about it is they've released pretty much every other day of the week. But I've never known them, like Mike said, to release on a Friday. Because if they release on a Friday here, that's a Saturday there, right?
Exactly.
So there's like usually
even a soft release they've never done,
Yeah, it's really strange. So,
well,
but and they did the thing about it was they didn't do a soft release with the Classic. They actually did a release. So maybe this weekend we'll see some kind of. But let me see. I saw some really cool draw ups of new what they thought. I hate Pacific time on the West Coast because sports are on way too early. I just was reading Billy's quote because he was actually at San Francisco HQ Skydio HQ for the Sky Dock, and he didn't mention because I said, oh wait because he's like sends out this tweet like yesterday. He's like, anybody in San Francisco wants to fly. I was like, what the hell are you doing in San Francisco? Oh. And then I was like, the next sentence was, you gonna drive your ass up to Seattle? But he didn't answer that one. He just said, yeah, I'm at the release. So he was actually at Skydio. He actually had a pass and everything to be at Skydio for the Sky Dock thing and everything. So that was kind of cool. I'm wanting to see, where is he? Deals drone. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me share this. Present, share screen. Oh, Chrome tab. And Deals drone. And bang. All right. And y'all can see that, right?
Yep.
See, but this is a drawing that somebody drew up. I like this. This is like I'm assuming it's something that he just did by hand. And he calls it Mini 3 here, but then this is the actual Mini 3. So it's pretty close to what he had predicted, I guess is what they're saying. Somebody was implying that these might have ultrasonic sensors in them. But I don't know. I kind of doubt
about that. Yeah.
Kind of doubt that very seriously. And then another people, I think it was Jeff from Carolina Drone. Airshot Carolina? Airshots or drone shots? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Don't get mad. So
Carolina Drones.
Yeah. So so he was saying that he was curious about what all was taken off of it. And I was like, dude, just the OA and one of the damn downward sensors. That's
and the camera. The
Oh,
software camera. It may be the same camera, but the software is going to be limited, I think, to, I believe, 4K or 4K 30, I believe.
Okay, but is it still do vertical?
I do not know.
Because see, that to me, believe it or not, is I enjoy shooting vertical a lot more than I thought I would. So I do like doing that. Wait a minute. Oh, we're talking about, is he talking about the Pocket 3? Oh, Chuck's talking about the Pocket 3. Chuck is taking over the chat with Pocket 3 talk.
I'd love it if there was a Pocket 3, because then the price on the Pocket 2 would come way down.
Well, yeah, but I still think the Pocket 3 is, like he said, is going to be a 1-inch sensor. But I don't hear it's coming anytime soon. I'm hearing maybe, yes, it still does vertical. Okay. Okay, Mike, what do you think the odds are that it's going to stay dumbed down, and in 6 months' time, DJ, I won't open it up just like they do everything else?
I don't think they will. Look at the SE, the original SE versus a Mini 2. They didn't.
Oh, they never did?
They never really upgraded it from what their original, not to my knowledge. They did present the SDK, which allows like Litchi to use on the SE, but that was it. That wasn't their doing.
Oswald Pocket. What do you use? Yes,
I don't.
I want the Pocket 3. That would be cool. I would like 10-bit color.
That'd be a nice surprise release for Christmas, wouldn't it? Pocket 3.
But I don't
think they'll do it.
Everything I've heard is April.
Yeah, I think so too.
Anything else?
Yep.
Let's see. Is this it? Yes, that's it. Come on, go down, go back up. Give me my stuff. There we go. Oh, how loud is it? Oh, that might be a little loud. Let me see if I can turn that down. Y'all can talk amongst yourself now just because I'm jabbering to myself. I was just trying to find a video file.
Okay.
I can see the Pocket 3, if it gets a 1-inch sensor, that camera is going to be so big, it's going to be like the Martian on the old for the worlds.
Or it's going to look like
double camera.
Or it's going to look like the what was it? The Osmo. Remember the original Osmo looked like a ball?
Yep.
Just stuck on top of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, especially with a 1-inch sensor, it's going to be pretty big. So, yeah. Hit film exports. Oh, come on. I hate when you do this. Load them all up. Load them all up. Where's it at? Where's my thingy? How's it come up over here? Oh, I'm still talking to myself.
Yep.
Y'all can talk about drones or anything.
Are y'all familiar with the Da Vinci coming out with iPad version?
Yes.
It's out already now as well.
What? It's already like you could download it and use it?
No, it's a private beta, but there's a few reviews on it right now.
I've been keeping my eyes on you all year. You've been taking notice, that much is clear.
That was actually made on HitFilm Pro. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use for one of the Christmas shows, either this week or next week.
Cool.
Neato, man. Uh-oh, Greg's going to bed? All right, Greg, please get yourself some rest, sir. Glad you came in. It's like nobody else has replied to me on Facebook. I was like, "What did y'all do?" It's like everybody was coming and then decided not to come. Well, that's cool. Y'all came.
Yeah, this is yeah, because we're almost 9:30 and we haven't really squirreled yet.
Oh yeah, well it's getting close to time to squirrel. It's getting close to squirrel time because we actually. Well, I kind of was very emotional to start the show because I started early because I was like, well, why does it seem like I've been on so long? And it dawned on me I was like, I started about 10 after 5 because I was trying to explain to people what had happened and why. Because I was in such a hurry. I didn't even unmute the mic. I was, and then people were like, "What's going on? What, Bill?" So I was getting messages on Facebook going, "What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?" And so I was like, "Well, I'm at the doctor's office, and I don't know what they're going to do with Sparky." And so,
now,
anyway,
I gotta ask, was I late getting on?
No, it wasn't like that. It was a very odd situation tonight because I had canceled the show. Everybody thought the show was canceled. So I'm sure Ron just told his wife, "Don't wake me up from my nap tonight where I'm not doing drone therapy." So he just slept straight on through, which is fine. Bob had a Santa Claus photo shoot right after his gig with Johnny Drumflower and them. So he was busy. Chris is always working his ass off. Sometimes he's on the road. And even when he's at home, it seems like he's always getting a phone call to do with something to do with work. So he was trying to, he was hoping to get on, but he'd already told me no, he didn't think he could get on. Caleb knew I had announced that I wasn't going to have a show, so he's probably finishing up doing something. Doesn't even realize that I sent him the link. And Angel, his girlfriend, had already. She's like, "Oh, well, you're not doing anything." She goes, "Okay, I'm gonna get his dinner reservations." So, and I was like, "No, that's totally fine, man. It's all good." Because I really, if I didn't do this, I'd probably be crying right now. And I did that down there to drop him off. Oh, they're calling me back. I will give y'all another update. So bear with me. Y'all talk to each other,
okay,
or everybody else. Hello.
Well, how's your weather, Charles? Where are you flying
at? Well, it's just drizzly rain and cold. And there's been in my area, there's been more windy days than I can remember ever in my life. I haven't really been able to put the drone up. I figured it out in like 2 months because every day it's too windy for a Mini 2, Mini 2 rather. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or it's raining, and I'm like.
Yeah, we had rain all day today here in Dallas Fort Worth, but it was about 75, 80 degrees. So. It was 80 yesterday. Beautiful weather.
Wow.
I got to fly a little bit then. But,
no, I was really hoping that, because when I was talking about things that you could do professionally, I was wondering if I might have to actually do a presentation to show these panoramas that I do. So right. I went and charged up, all my batteries, hoping that maybe around sunset between 4 and 5 o'clock, it would stop raining. The clouds would break a little bit and I could put it up and grab some stuff so I could actually do it in real time on the show, but no such luck.
Sure. So I'm looking forward. It's supposed to be a good, nice weekend here after the rain tomorrow. So get a chance to get out a little bit.
The weekend yet, but I mean, we're not supposed to have any rain. It's not really been too cold, past couple days, right. Just, not flyable weather.
Put a plug in for Ray Kelly's. You going to make it out to the South Florida drone meet, April?
Oh, me?
Yes.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I'm just not going to be able to come.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my third meet up there. So
I'll watch all the live streams.
Oh yeah, there'll be a lot of it.
I remember last year. I just started sort of getting into the drone community last year, making some friends and whatnot.
Right.
I remember the one really wild and crazy one with Uncle Bill taking his shirt off and everything, and everybody kind of getting in that room afterwards and going a little nutso.
Yeah.
After the flying was done.
Yeah, we had a great time. So.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, watching it anyways, that was really cool.
Yeah. And Kelly Shores has announced he's going to be having his spin up again October or November next year. We missed it. He didn't do it this last year, but he's definitely going to do it again soon here. So.
It'd be great if I could, start, making them or find a way to have one up here.
Right.
I live about 45 minutes northeast of Albany in far eastern central New York.
Right.
So if we could get something in that area, you can't go near Albany because Albany is one massive, I hate to call it a no-fly zone, but everybody who comes there would have to get Lank approval.
Yeah.
And they're even finicky about stuff like that. I remember hearing one guy got hassled by the cops at I think it was Washington Park in Albany, and the state made him not only get Lance approval but like a $5 million insurance policy.
Wow.
Some cop came along, saw him, and made him go away, even though he had approval from the state, written approval from the state that he could show the cop.
Yeah.
So
just ignored it. Say,
well, I think yeah, he did, sadly.
Because that's disappointing. You get it all set up, you're ready to go. People come out there and they can't fly.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he got to fly, just a little bit, and then somebody found him and said, "Look, you got to."
There's more meet up, more meet and greet than there is of that's more the fun part of it, meeting everybody.
Yeah.
Than it is of flying.
Yeah.
Some people never fly. Some people just fly very little. I mean, most people fly very little. So.
I got Andrew asking me about the Washington Park. You can hear coyotes. Andrew, do you live close to Albany? You don't have to say exactly where, but do you live close to Albany? Because I'm a good drive away from downtown Albany. He's also saying he thinks I'll be in sandals pretty soon. Yeah, I wish.
Just the beginning for you, huh? I've been wearing sandals all day today. What do you mean?
No, I'm up in the Northeast, and even like last year, it was what we'll even call balmy, right up until the middle of December, and then all of a sudden, like January, we went into the deep freeze, and then in February, we got slammed with snow.
Yeah, we have very little snow here. We have more ice than we have snow. So,
do you have any elevated areas down there? I hate to say mountains, but
not in Dallas. But you go West Texas, you do.
Those
Texas has pretty much every type of environment around. I mean, from mountains to flatlands to forest, you name it, coastal, you name it, we got it. The one thing we don't have any is the mountains aren't tall enough for ski resorts. They usually go to Ruidoso, New Mexico, is the closest ski resorts.
Yeah, there's you can actually see, like, if I were to step out on my deck with a camp, you can see there's a resort. You can see the top of the mountain right off my deck. That's pretty cool. Are you ready? You have your Christmas lights up on the house?
Not yet. Probably won't be doing it this year. So I haven't in past many years, but not this year.
Well, we got most, if not all of them up, except for this one. It's an inflatable Snoopy on the doghouse with the helmet that he wears when he's fighting against the Red Baron.
Yeah.
But so what do you trying to get back to drones here?
Sure.
What do you think the specs might be for the Mini 3?
I think it's pretty much going to be the same as the Mini 3 Pro, without the obstacle avoidance and
4K 60,
4K 30 camera rather than 4K 60. Right. I don't think it's going to change beyond that. I don't think the sensors they talked about in the front, I doubt they're going to change.
They're not sensors. They're like
economically, they're not going to change any of that,
If anything, they're just vents.
Exactly.
Allow air in to cool the chip.
Exactly. Like the old Mini 1, the original. It was just a picture, They knew that what they were going to be doing with that model, though, a year later, 2 years later. So, when they developed that form factor,
Well, it just keeps on working and working.
Right. No, I have no reason to get the Mini 3. I've got the Pro, Mini 3 Pro.
Well,
and the Mavic 3 as well. So,
because it's only going to be a little bit more to get the Mini 3 Pro. If I was going to upgrade, that's probably what I would get. Get the Mini 3 Pro.
I did pick up the Mini SE for $200.
Oh wow!
Refurbished from DJI back. I always remember a few weeks ago, Marcus had put it out that Amazon had a deal on it on their on the SE, and it was a big sham. But evidently, it wasn't all, because I went to the same website he put out, and I went for the refurbished one. It was $20 less, and still the same warranty, same everything from DJI's store. And I got it within 48 hours. It arrived.
You say how it was a sham? How was it a sham?
Well, it was a fake listing. Evidently, there was nothing to it. It was some third party had taken over, and somehow, even though it said DJI store on Amazon, it wasn't.
Oh,
and Ray Kelly got his money back. He tried to get one, I think, and got his money back on it, and numerous other people did. But I ordered the same machine. I ordered it on the refurbished, and mine came within 48 hours. So I got a deal on $198.
Wow, that was cool.
For the the original, the smaller battery, and the SE. I didn't need it, but for $200, it's worth just to have in the car,
Yeah.
And I still got my Mini. I need to sell my Mini too. I've got it ready to put on the market. So I don't need that when I got the SE and I got the Mini 3 Pro. So.
Yeah, my Mini 2 is all I got, and I've because I actually was looking at getting the 107 and doing some, trying to make some money with it.
Sure.
I considered it, an investment. So I bought it used, but it was in next to pristine condition. I probably crashed it more than the guy that owned it before me, because he said he crashed it like once, but the thing was still in near perfect condition.
Well, that's a great drone. It is. It's still a great drone.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Everything okay, Bill? Nope, no audio.
It's better than it was.
Oh, that's
it's
good.
Still kind of crappy. Okay, we today, just to get him in and to the emergency room and whatever, $600. Okay, that's just to get, and then to get him sedated and everything. That's all the $600. Then they want to do some kind of IVVD for to check and see if his discs and stuff are messed up. So they're going to do some kind of testing there, because now they think that he's swollen, and that's what his problem is. That it's not, the swelling's not going down, so that it's just like he's constantly rubbing against the nerves. Because they said now that when he first got there, he was walking around some, he was doing some stuff. But now he's actually, one paw is lame, and when you lift his tail, he's all to pieces. So, I don't know. But the lady, she said, I told her, I said, well, we're getting ourselves ready to possibly put him to sleep. And she goes, well, right now, I don't see that. I don't think so. She goes, right now, we're just worried about getting his, taking care of his pain and getting that swelling down that's around those nerves and stuff. So. All right, it's 6:35. It's time to go squirrel. Anybody see Black Adam with The Rock?
I have not.
I haven't seen it either.
Well, I couldn't help it. They trashed it, said it was horrible. I went ahead and got it, watched it with my kids and stuff over Thanksgiving. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great, great, great film. Now, is it actually like Black Adam that's in the comic books? No, because Black Adam in the comic books is just a villain from get-go. I mean, he is a villain, an arch villain. And in this, he's just kind of apathetic to everything. He's just like, yeah, I don't care. But if you mess with him, that's it. But yeah, it's a good movie, and it's really cool to watch. I enjoyed it. And if you haven't already watched it, I highly recommend Wednesday on Netflix.
I have not. I want to watch it. I've got it down to watch.
You need. And
that
that little girl has it down. Down. I mean, everybody does. Everybody pulls it off. What's his name? The little dude that's playing Gomez. I mean, It really makes you. It makes you feel like he's this little troll, like Renfield, you know, that kind of thing. And it really strikes you that. And then having, oh shit, what's her name?
Morticia?
Catherine Zeta-Jones,
Yeah,
as Morticia, and I mean, and she definitely pulls it off. But it's just, oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Herman? Thank you for coming in. I'm not
Herman.
quite as emotional as I was. Yes, inflammation reduction. Yes. So I'm not as upset as I was because it sounds like they may, I'm hoping, finally figured out what's wrong with Sparky. But and the cool thing is they said we gave them another $1,200, and to make a long story short, the new procedures they came up with they think will probably be covered by the money we've already given them. But okay, that's something that since we're going to Squirrel, I want to say this. This is what's weird. When I first took Sparky in, there was a huge snowstorm going on here. It was like 1:30 in the morning when we left. We drove through probably 4 inches of snow to get him to this emergency room. We waited there probably an hour and a half, 2 hours to get him in, get them to see him, and then come home and try to get some rest. And they've told us first, the estimate they sent to us was for $8,175. All right. So they said, y'all can go home. And then they said, well, we don't think we're going to give him the surgery, right? But this is what we need. We're not sure, we may have to. So this is what we need you to give us. Well, the money that they asked us to give them didn't match up with the money on the estimate, right? So today and yesterday, 2 days in a row, I said, okay, look, I would like an itemized bill for what the hell went on with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, really? Most people don't ask for that. To which I'm sitting here thinking in my head, bullshit. And I'm like, and here's what's even crazier. So, and I'm I guess they're thinking that I'm not going to stay on this. I got a receipt over here where I paid them $208 for a future neurology evaluation, right? Okay. Each time I go back and take Sparky back, they're doing another neurology evaluation, and I'm paying them again. Okay. So I asked today, I said, okay, you told me that the neuro team's going to look at him. I said, I done paid for one. They don't come until the 29th. I said, let's just take that money and apply it to this bill now. And she said, oh, you know what? That makes sense. Let me go ask one of the doctors if you can do that. So she puts me on hold. She comes back and she says, you know what? I don't know for sure, but I couldn't get a hold of one of the doctors, but I'm going to give you one of the doctor's voicemail so that you can tell them your situation and give them your phone number so that they can get back to you. I was like, okay. I said, are you and I good? You've already got the money that you need? Yes, we're good. And she said, I will transfer you now. Okay, beep, beep. And I hear, invalid directory. Click. And I hung up the phone. Just all I hear is a little computer voice that goes, invalid directory.
Yeah.
Click. So she sent me to an unknown voicemail that didn't exist, and then I got cut off. So I'm like, what about my 208? And then I called right back. Nobody picked up the phone. I was like, man. Anyway, I just thought that was really, 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 really strange, you know? So, anybody watching any good movies? Watching any good movies or TV shows? No, nobody watches TV.
Well,
anybody read any good book?
Nothing new.
Not recently. Nothing new. No, not for me.
So okay. What else do I have for you?
They had an edited version of Scrooge on the other night.
Oh yeah, and then
really?
I tried watching Spirited with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, but excuse me, I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. So it's hard for me to watch him and stuff. I love Ryan Reynolds to death. I mean, I could watch Ryan do anything. But Will Ferrell, it's really hard for me because I just can't I'm like, dude, Laurel and Hardy were the pros at that. You're way beyond trying to do that now. just let it go. So that's, I mean, it's cool that he still has there's a place for it, but just doesn't stick with me. And I've tried watching a couple of times. I can't get into it. So it's like an updated version of a Christmas, Scrooged or whatever. But it's like you look at it from the ghost point of view, like they work for a company, and they actually have to go out each year and do the same thing and save. Like they have a quota. They have to save so many souls and bring them back to the light, right? And it turns out that like Ryan Reynolds is the ultimate pessimist, right? That does not believe in Christmas, doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. And like Will Ferrell is the guy that actually turned Scrooge. And so he's famous for it. He's like a legend, and like he's trying. And so everybody has basically forgotten about Christmas, and Christmas is dying. So Will Ferrell is going to like his boss, and he's trying to convince him, okay, if I turn Ryan Reynolds, the ultimate, objector, the denier and everything of Christmas, then Christmas spirit will be restored. And they're like, oh, no, but if you fail, you'll destroy Christmas completely. And the beginning of the movie is how he's trying to convince them to go and change Ryan Reynolds. And then when he finally hooks up with him, he's like, where he's gotten older and he parties a little bit, his memory's kind of shot. And he's like, I remember when I helped Tiny Fred. And he goes, no, it was Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim. and he goes, and I remember when he had his best friend, Bob Saget. And he goes, it was not Bob Saget, it was Bob Cratchit, man. So, but that's nice, so that's how it goes. Is basically, but apparently, I guess they saved Christmas because Ryan Reynolds,
of course,
it's I can't believe that they would put it out and it would have a horrible ending. But it was just so funny because he goes, I can remember when I helped Tiny Fred, and he goes, it was Tiny Fred. Tim. But yeah, and he says, I remember his partner Bob Saget, and he goes, no, Bob Cratchit. But it was just so funny, man. But I mean, it might be just the mood I was in because I was worried about Sparky, and no, he would not be Ferrell. He would be Ryan Reynolds for sure. He would definitely be Ryan Reynolds. But I don't know. Yeah, I tried. I think Chuck went with his wife to see it, and they had like a private theater to see it and stuff in. But yeah, this has been kind of a weird show tonight.
Yeah,
it's kind of it was an on again, off again show. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about Christmas shows. Anybody still watch Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Got them on DVD.
I like the Christmas Vacation. I got to watch it again.
I like Christmas Vacation, and I love watching Frosty. I watched it just the other day again. I love watching Rudolph. I've already watched Rudolph twice and Rudolph Shining New Year once. I have not, and I miss seeing it. I would love to see the full Little Drummer Boy. I really enjoy. Remember, it was a Hallmark, wasn't it? Didn't Hallmark do the Little Drummer Boy?
It's been years since I've seen that one. Yeah,
but I loved that version.
Rankin Bass?
Do what now?
The Rankin Bass claymation?
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. I was thinking that it was. But I haven't seen it on anywhere this year.
No, they almost never show it because it actually, there's a lot of cruelty that goes on in that one.
Well,
it's my least favorite. Although it did come, I bought the DVD set, 3 DVDs of the Rankin Bass 2D animated Frosty, the sequel to that, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. What's the other one? There's there's 6 in the box. I don't remember what the 5th one is. And then the original Little Drummer Boy is
Rudolph Shining New Year.
No. Hang on. I'll be right back.
All right, cool.
I'll go out and get the box and be right back.
That's trippy. I didn't realize, I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, I didn't think about the cruelty in the Little Drummer Boy but the thing about it is to be honest with you, I think that would be probably closer to the way things actually went on, even though some people might be offended by it. I feel that was pretty close to what actually may have been imposed upon a lot of those people. So
You're probably right. I never thought about it that way either. But,
I mean, it may people,
yeah.
They'll say, "Oh, it was so violent." I'm like, yes, but these people dealt with a lot in that period of time and put up with a lot of things, and just that's what I mean. I'm all for progression and stuff, but we can't forget what happened in the past. That's too many people want to think that if we tear down a statue or if we change the lettering, that's going to change it all. And I'm like, no.
Still history, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, exactly. We're never going to be able to run away from it. So it's ridiculous, and then to split hairs and go, he did 19 great things, but he did one bad thing. So throw him out. I'm
Okay,
like,
and the reason I couldn't remember the sixth thing is because there are only 5 things.
Oh, there's only 5.
That's good reason.
There's 4 half-hour episodes because the two frosty ones are a half hour each. Oh no, Santa Claus is Coming to Town has got to be an hour.
I'm still muted. What do you mean muted? I don't understand.
Ken didn't want to hear about the movies because he hadn't seen them yet. So you don't hear about it. That's what he said earlier. Got to see it. I heard again.
There's a new thing on Disney called the Santa Clauses.
I saw that. Haven't seen it, but I've seen it.
Okay, he wants to retire. He wants to retire as Santa Claus. He's like, no, I want to stop doing this for a while. He said, I don't want to be the guy laying dead off the roof, and you never have me come home. He said, I want to have some time with my family and kids. So he tries to retire. Well, things start going crazy. So he can't retire.
Huh.
So,
that's on Disney, you said?
Yeah, on Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
I've seen it advertised, but I don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, I've got
somewhere.
Well, it's crazy for me because we've got Disney Plus, we've got Paramount Plus.
Good night, Ken.
Apple. Good night, Ken. Oh, either y'all are still talking about Spirited, or no one wants to. Oh, he can't hear say good night either, can he?
Nope.
Not talking about Spirited, but other movies we are.
There you go.
I just fit it in. Not talking about Spirited. All right. So anyway, quick, think of a new movie we can talk about. So Ken got his microphone or got headphones unmuted. Trying to think what else I've watched. Of course, I'm addicted big time to Yellowstone, and oh man, Tulsa King. Yeah. Tulsa King with Stallone.
I have not seen Tulsa King. You do know there's a new one with Harrison Ford.
Yeah. What is it? 1923? 1923? Yeah, 1923. And what's her name? Helen Mirren. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that does look good. And she plays an Irish chick.
Yeah.
An evil Irish chick, man.
And I watch the 4.6s too. That's the ranches. I used to drive my daughters to Lubbock. It's halfway between Dallas and Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
4.6 range. Used to park right there at the rest stop across the street.
So do you watch Yellowstone?
Oh yes, definitely.
What do you who do you think's gonna next week's gonna be so apparently because it looks like he's holding Casey.
No, hold off. I did not see Sunday. I was in
okay.
For a week, and I did not see Sunday Night Show. So don't tell me
okay. I won't say anything. Yeah, Tulsa King. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you love Yellowstone, you will forgive me for being so frank. You will wet yourself over Tulsa King. But you will. I mean, I love Yellowstone, but I would pull a tooth to watch Tulsa King.
Yeah,
because there's one scene where he goes in, right? It's a pot shop. He's trying to figure out because he feels like he's been ostracized. So it's a pot shop, and he walks in, and there's a security guy sitting there, and he steps up and he says, "I need to see your ID." And he goes, "For what? I'm just looking around." And he goes, "Oh, well, that's okay. You're just looking around. That's okay." So he lets him look around, and he asks to speak to the manager, and they kind of treat him a little snotty, they're a little smart ass with him. And he, of course, he's a mob guy. He don't like that.
Right.
So he goes outside, and the guy that he's hired as his driver has this like really nice aluminum water bottle. And he says, "Hey," he said, "Do you have a crowbar?" And he goes, No, I don't have a crowbar. And he goes, "Give me your water bottle." So he takes his water bottle, right? Flings the door open, walks inside, rears back, and nails the security guard. Bam! Hits him in the head, knocks him out cold. You know? And then he goes and he finds the owner of the place and everything, does his business with him, walks back out, and his driver's like, yo, dude, where's my water bottle? And he goes, oh man, it had blood all over it. You don't want it anymore. And that's the whole show's like that. Because he's been in prison for 25 years. So he's just catching up. I mean, he don't know about cell phones. He knows about cell phones, but he doesn't know about apps and all this stuff. And because they talk to him about Uber, and he's like,
what's
Uber?
that?
Uber.
Okay.
And then and it's so funny. And he goes into like a UPS, and he's like trying to spend money, and they will, no, you have to use a debit card. He said, what's a debit card? So the whole show's like that because he's been gone for 25 years. But yes, if you don't, you need to watch it. It's well worth watching.
Got to watch that. I got to watch Wednesday then for sure.
Oh yes. I would watch. I'll be honest with you. Wednesday has 8 episodes. Tulsa King right now is only going to have 4. So you once you start Tulsa King, you're going to want to watch all 4.
Okay.
So, but Wednesday you can watch an episode or 2 and break away.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I can almost guarantee once you start watching Tulsa King, you're gonna be like, oh, I want to go watch another one.
I guess I'll be up to 2:00 tonight then, huh?
Well, I'm just saying that if you start it right now and you start watching Tulsa King right now, you're gonna be like, oh, yes, this is so good. Because there's so many things that happen in it, and then you go, and then when you see Stallone, actually, like there's parts where he's wearing like clothes that fit him, and you're like, this is a 72-year-old man, and he's still ripped. I mean, ripped. He's like massive, and I was like, Jesus. And I'm gonna give away too much if I don't, because
shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we're in Oklahoma. Would rather have a mobster in Tulsa than an idiot Tiger King. Yeah, that's true. I have to admit. So, yes. I personally think Tulsa King is better than Yellowstone, and they're written by the same exact guy.
Right. Yeah.
They're written by the same exact guy. But it's so funny. You'll see hints of Yellowstone in Tulsa King. You'll understand it when you watch it. Yeah, you'll understand it when you watch it.
I'll watch
okay. Let's see. What else can I throw at you? I have 7 minutes to throw more TV propaganda at you. No, I won't do that. I'll do this. Something that I picked up. I took when all this started, when Sparky first got hurt and got sick, I had to take him to an emergency vet in Auburn. And then we ended up going to this little mall, and they were having a Funko Pop sale, and there were a bunch of private sellers and stuff there. And one of my all-time favorite iconic people growing up, and one of my all-time favorite heroes, was none other than Evel Knievel. So anybody knows me knows I have a replica of the crank-up motorcycle and stuff like that, and I've got some other memorabilia. Well, they produced. Evel had a white suit with the blue trim and the stars, and he had a blue suit with the white trim and the blue stars in it. He didn't wear the blue suit but twice, and he crashed both times when he wore it. So he didn't wear it a whole lot. But Funko came out with a pop that was of the blue suit. But they also came out with another one that was called the limited chase edition. Basically what it was the same thing. There was like 1 or 2 little changes on the doll, but the biggest thing was you had to have the special sticker that came in the special encased display box. Okay. To find one new was on average about, say, $60, $75. Well, I happened to I was walking along, and I just out of the corner of my eye, I saw this guy, right? And I was like, ooh, cool. And I realized it's the blue suit. So I looked a little bit closer, and sure enough, it was the limited chase edition.
Wow.
Cool.
And he sold it to me for $30.
Oh, that's
so it's already worth 60.
Right.
You know, so I was like, sweet. Oh, that's
Yep.
one good thing that came out of it. Plus, it's a great piece of memorabilia. Like you can see Evil in the blue jumpsuit with the cape on.
Yep.
So yeah, it's super cool and everything.
Well, another great one coming out is Picard season 3. 2 months from in a month, February 16th.
I don't. Did Taylor work with The Sopranos? I don't know. I know that Taylor Sheridan, he created Yellowstone, and he actually is a cowboy. So, that has a lot to do with it. And you see him in the show all the damn time, riding horses and doing tricks and everything. You see him literally doing a lot of the stuff that he writes about in the show. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool that he's a character in the show. I like that. But does he work for the 4-6s? Didn't his character work for the 4? No, or is he like independent?
I think he's independent.
But he's like somebody major because they all know who he is.
Yeah.
He's like some 10-time or 11-time champion or something they've made him out to be.
Right.
Yeah, so he's actually huge. All right, well, gentlemen, I've got some things that I need to tend to. My wife's got to go downstairs and do some things. I wanted to tell you all I've had a lovely evening tonight, and thank you for bearing with my emotional state at the beginning. And I was glad that you are here for the couple of phone calls that lifted my spirits. And we got to cover pretty much everything that I was hoping to cover earlier. And I will stop talking in just a split second and let you all say something too. And what I'm going to do is go around the room and I will let you give an update on what you may or may not be doing on your channel. And if you don't have anything coming up, maybe just give us a brief, what your plans are for the holiday, and maybe a brief Christmas wish to everybody. And then we'll head on out of here. And I'm going to begin with none other than Mr. Charles Galuski.
Well, first off, I want to thank you for having me on, Bill. I've been wanting to sort of get that off my chest, get this information out to people, because I just feel that too many people are kind of poo-pooing what the obvious thing is. So I want to thank you for that. In terms of what's going on my channel, well, not much right now because I haven't been able to fly, hardly at all this year. I was talking earlier with Michael about the weather in this area. It's just been crazy, So, and yes, I do want to wish everybody out there in the drone community, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and I'll see you on the next stream.
Sweet. And we got a little comic interlude here. A man had a vasectomy, and on his way home, he stopped and bought a brand new suit. His wife asked why. He said, "If I'm going to be impotent, I want to look impotent."
There you go.
So, and next up, what's going on your channel, Mike?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on today. Enjoyed it, and very much. And as relates to remote ID, I don't think it's going to be a big deal, really, in the end. I think it's all going to work out fine. My channel, I'm in the process. I'm finally going to get a chance to start posting more. I haven't had a chance to recently, but I did retire sort of 8 months ago, and I'm down to the last job or two. So looking forward to doing more of that. Learning how to edit a little bit more. I haven't done much editing, but I'm looking forward to learning.
All right. What kind of software are you using when you're editing?
Right now, I've just been using iMovie, but I also have LumiFusion iPad.
Yeah, very cool.
And the DaVinci is coming out with an iPad version too.
I've
been to that earlier. Yeah, that's right.
I've only used DaVinci probably 3 times, and I've got a lifetime membership to it.
Right.
It's like, I don't know if y'all know how it is, but like once you get to knowing a software really good, it's hard to push yourself into learning another software. You're like, oh, this is so frustrating. I can go do this over here in 5 minutes. I'll just go back over here.
I think I need to do a step up from iMovie though, to either LumiFusion or DaVinci. LumiFusion, I'm kind of so with it. So I could start over with any program at this point.
There you go.
So.
I've gotten to where I understand hit film really good, but I really, really need to, because they're different. Like DaVinci's node based, and I've never really programmed in nodes. It's like Blender's node based too. So I would have to learn and understand nodes better. But I'm sure it looks to me almost like a flow chart. So, I'm figuring if it's going to be something along those lines, I should be able to pick up on it. So, I think that'll be cool. Me on my channel, if I hadn't lost all this drone footage from this hard drive, which I still hope I can get some kind of recovery on, then I was gonna do a compilation. I may still be able to if I have some other stuff saved. I was gonna go back and look at like all my old drone footage, because basically the only place I've ever owned a drone was here. So I've got like tons of footage where I'm going up in my backyard, showing that little back, and then down, and then up in the backyard, showing that, and then down and back. But it's like what 8-10 different drones. So I figured I would say I call it something like my drone progression, and then like the SEMA X5C1, and then the next one would be the Spark, and then what was it after that? Mavic Air, and then what was that after that? The Mavic 2 Pro, I'm thinking is where I went after that. So yeah, that was, and then all the way up to Mavic 3. So I have to throw a little Skydio in there and everything. I thought that would make a cool video. But again, it's one of these things that you have to sit down, take the time, find the clip, cut the clip, and it's just probably one of them things that would take 4 or 5 hours to do.
Time consuming, yeah.
At which time I would probably be minus 1 or 2 testicles for things I had missed.
You got more than 2?
No. I said
minus 1
or 2.
He didn't say minus 3.
Yeah, I said minus 1 or 2. But anyway, so with that being said, I will be here doing something crazy and stupid next week. Probably I've got to check with the man, but I'm not sure. I've been a pretty good boy this year, and he said if I was still good, he might make a guest appearance within the next week or 2. So I know he's making his rounds on the drone shows. So be good and be nice, and we may have an appearance by Santa Claus here in the near future. Like I said, fantastic. I know he's making his rounds on the drone channels, because Santa Claus is everywhere. So hopefully we'll have Santa Claus in here in a week or 2. With that being said, I am very grateful, as always, to have all you fantastic people here each and every week, and my guests along as well. I'm glad to have you all here. I'm glad to know you as my friends, because to me, I love being a part of the drone community, but I do not want to be part of the drone community. I've seen too many of that. I've seen too many people saying, this person's got to be in the community and this person can't be in the community. This is bad. This is good. This is, we need to stop all that. All of us love to fly. We love flying our drones. That's common ground amongst all of us. Love your fellow drone pilots. Try to look past everybody else's shortcomings. We're in the season where we all should let this stuff go and forgive and forget and start anew. So let's all try to do that. Share a little love in your life with everybody. And I done lost my place over here. I got to get back over here. With that being said, live long and prosper. We will see you next week.